welcome to OreoOlive.com. As you know, Oreo olives don't mix, but the abstract thought of putting those two words together has allowed me to create a channel to discuss various topics. So today what I wanted to discuss is how technology has impacted relationships. And this is a mix that I've always wanted to do because I've looked at some statistics on the increase in the amount of consumption that people, and on how people use social media between like 2000 to 2022 or 2000 to 21, to be honest. But the reason why I did that is I always wonder what changed in the way and how people communicate, especially in relationships. When that man, that woman, or that woman, or that man is in that relationship and they're dating, like, what are they doing differently now that they didn't necessarily do like 20 years ago? And the only thing that I can come up with that changed was the introduction of phones, these devices, into relationships. So what I mean by that is when you were out on a date with people back in the day, what used to happen is people would talk to each other, getting to know one another, have a conversation, and talk the entire time, like interact with each other. Now, fast forward to from 2000 to 2022, what people do on these dates is they're too busy taking pictures of food or recording stuff for social media, whether it be for Facebook or a post on Instagram or Twitter, whatever social media network that they may use, and that's taking the time away from the person that you're supposed to be out dating and getting to know. And so people will get to know you more through your social media profile than they would rather get to know you in person. So let me repeat that again. People would rather get to know you through a social media profile than they would getting to know you in person. So they would text, they will post, they would do all this stuff over and over and over and over and over again. But what happens is they will overconsume social media and they will try to figure all this stuff out about the person instead of just putting it down, sitting down, and getting to know that person. And I just think that social media technology, including cell phones with that, has destroyed the way that people communicate. And people can't seem to put two words together to have a conversation with the next person, around them. And you can step outside the relationship part and you can go straight to just having a normal conversation with people. Like, have you ever been into a building and you go to a doctor's office and you're sitting there and people are in their phones because they are so scared to get to know somebody else just sitting around them and they won't even have a conversation? So there you go. I mean, you see this every day, and even though you may not have paid attention to it, this exists. So my recommendation for the dating aspect, hey, take it back. Like, turn the phones on silent and sit down and talk to that person and date, because I promise you that whatever is on your social media account is going to be there when you get done. You can check that later. But during that date, it's not the time to try to get to know everybody else but the person that you're sitting in front of. Because when you look at it, social media can be used for good and it can be used for bad. And the good thing is being able to stay in contact with people that you have not seen in a long time. But what's not good is when you're using that as a crutch to prevent you from talking to people around you. So the next time you're out on a date and you don't believe what I'm saying, look at the people around you. Look at the people even driving in their car. They may be doing like this, and this happens. Like, that's what the text messages are for. It's what social media is for. Is that stuff can wait. It's not going to hurt you. So I'm eager to see what you all's comments will be with this. I'm really looking forward to definitely starting the discussion, because the question is, how do you think that technology has changed the dynamics of relationships. And I'm eager to hear both sides from anybody that wants to comment so we can do a part 2 to this video, and I will definitely be able to address some points. But that's just the way from what I've experienced and seen. I remember like back in the day going out like on dates and no phones. And then I remember a point where we had cell phones and we would call in case there's an emergency. And some of you know what I'm talking about out there. You know those old school Nokia blue phones. You can buy like the black casing for them, and you can play the game Snake. Maybe send a text message here and there, but you only have so many minutes that you can call. Yeah, so some of us remember those days. But a lot of the generation right now pretty much are all on, you know, the Android phones or on the iPhones of some sort, which is one of the two, and that's how they communicate with each other. So, like, listen, subscribe, oilolive.com. Definitely help me out, and definitely subscribe to the channel so I can reach a lot more people and spread the message of just, you know, producing videos and just putting the knowledge and information out there. Talk to you all soon.